Right, so I would start off by acknowledging the fact that some efforts have been made towards women's rights and women's empowerment. Um, and also there's been some level of awareness of women's rights because all the programs, and that's been engaged in. And so we see some level of progress in that regard. But that being said, there's still some limitations and some level of denial of women's rights in some areas. And so I would like to also point out the area of access to leadership role because we also see where women are underrepresented in executive roles as well as in the boardrooms. So we see some systemic biases taking place. We also witness some level of lack of mentoring opportunities that exist, even though there seem to be quite a lot of programs now that women are engaged in, and a lot of programs that are coming up in recent times to help promote women's rights and also to empower women. I would also what comes to mind is the area of harassment and discrimination as well, because women also still face some level. Most women still face some level of discrimination and harassment within the workspace, and so that has also the potential to you know prevent them from attaining their full potential. Some of them had to even leave their careers altogether because of those level of harassment. We also witness some areas that limit women in terms of the significant and very important role that women play in childbearing, in nurturing, and I dare say they also bear the brunt of caregiving, which is very significant. And so with all of this being said, we also see situations where policies are not also favorable. That tends to limit them in terms of leave, parental leave, in terms of flexible work arrangements and all of that. And so some companies still operate in person from Monday to Friday. And so that also has sort of limited women, in attaining their full potential. Because where women are have all of these responsibilities and roles to play, it becomes very challenging to be able to balance all of this. And so the work-life harmony or balance support often is not available to women because those policies have not been able to harness or been able to capture, all of these various nuances that would help women, to attain their full potential.
So talking about gaps in the workplace for women, there's several gaps in the workplace for women. For me, I think the biggest is leadership, including women in executive roles and boardrooms. They are still significantly underrepresented in these roles. And you find out that despite the fact that women make up a large proportion of the organization, or many of them have um, same or probably higher experience and qualification within men, you find out that they still hit what you call the um, invisible barriers, which is called the glass ceiling. They just they can, the progress just stops at a particular place. And then in addition, we have lack of funding for entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs. That kind of stunts the growth of their business and um, stop them from growing, in their business. And then we have all other barriers, which I should have mentioned earlier, which I think area of bias, equal pay, having equal pay with the men, um, harassment within the workplace. So for me, I think it's important for the workplace to come up with policies that would address these issues, policies such that would promote leadership training and opportunities for the women, policies that will promote work-life harmony, having time for caregiving for the family by way of remote work arrangements, hybrid work arrangements, policies that will take care of um, bias and harassment within the office, policies that would encourage funding for women, for actually for women entrepreneurs. So I think with that, once all of that is put in place, um, it will help the women thrive in their not only in their career but in every aspect of their life.
So talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not, especially for women and girls. So the right support can make all the difference in helping them break barriers and thrive. Empowering women and girls starts with access to quality education, equal economic opportunities, strong mentorship, and workplace support, workplace policies that support growth, like leadership development and the like. So when women have these right resources, networks, and supportive environments, they are able to reach their full potential and drive progress for everyone. Particularly in Nigeria, education still remains a key factor. Many girls still face barriers in completing school due to cultural norms, early marriages, or financial constraints. We also have the issue of economic empowerment through access to funding, especially for women entrepreneurs. This is also a very critical point. There have been moves in recent times to create initiatives to support this, okay, but it's still like scratching the surface as so much still needs to be done to achieve a meaningful change. So workplace policies need to begin to evolve for us to make meaningful change and begin to see these changes. Workplace policies need to evolve. We need to ensure that women have equal leadership opportunities, fair play, and protection from harassment. There's also the need for strong mentorship and advocacy networks like women-focused business groups. Okay, all of this will ultimately play a huge role in helping women and specifically Nigerian women break barriers and thrive.
Happy International Women's Day to all the beautiful women out there. Let's continue to seek opportunities to promote women's rights, equality, and empowerment.
So to all the women and the young women out there, know that you are powerful, you're capable, and you're deserving of every opportunity to succeed. Okay, so the world still presents a lot of challenges, but despite these challenges, you can actually thrive and fulfill the goal and achieve your dreams in life. I'll say keep speaking up, keep supporting each other, because the real change happens when we lift up each other as women. Never be afraid of challenges, whether in the workplace or in life generally. Challenges are an opportunity for us to be stronger, to be wiser, to be better. And lend your voice, lend your presence, and keep contributing to the world that we live in. Happy International Women's Day.
To every women and girls out there, happy International Women's Day. Let's continue to strive, believing in our rights and believing that we can thrive in all that we do. So once again, happy International Women's Day.